Aloha and good morning, Big Wave Trading family. Woo! Thankfully, there is only one new long position this morning of any kind of high quality. It is FIZZ, National Beverage Corporation. Fizz initially was flagged in my CanSlim quality scan. It's a very high quality CanSlim stock. And then it made every single perfect speculator scan. So there's 4 of them that I have with various criteria to make it a perfect speculator scan. And FIZ made all of them. So Fizz is a perfect speculator scan quality stock, and it's also a CanSlim quality stock. Right now, due to this V-shaped market and everything, instead of getting 2.5% per CanSlim signal, and 2.5% per perfect speculator signal, which is the max allowed per those 2 signals for 5%, we're still at a 2% and 2% overall kind of signal because V-shaped markets are not safe, and especially whenever you have one of the biggest V-shaped moves ever in the history of the stock market in the Russell 2000, it's just not a wise idea to really push it ever on the long side. And with me pretty much having minimal capital, I don't even have 4% of my capital to put into FIZZ. I am perfectly okay with the asset allocation there, but I don't recommend going any bigger than 5% on this signal because even to our one and only stop level, we're risking $6 right around per share. So you just don't want to have too big of a loss. So for me, it'll probably be right around 2%, might be 2.5% of my account capital. But FIZZ, I'm getting long at 111.83, the high of the day, since it's not extended from the 20-day moving average. And my one and only cut loss will be 105.17. The reason why I'm going long is because FIZZ has a history of once it sells off like this, bouncing and reversing. You can see FIZZ in the most recent periods. Here, after this down day, it had another move higher. And even though it went down again, you can see quite clearly that it rallied back up another V-shaped formation. Big down day, another intraday bullish reversal. Then you got that move higher again. Another big down day, bullish reversal. And you move higher again. And then you had another reversal here, slightly higher before we actually did start selling off again. So even though we broke down the day before below the 50-day moving average on above average volume, we rebounded immediately on above average volume. And while it wasn't higher than the session before, BOP significantly improved. And if you look at the RSI 14 and MACD indicators on stockcharts.com, you can see a slight curl already from that move lower. So since the stock has a history, I mean, you can even look back here. Look, sell off, reversal, higher. Sell off, reversal, higher. This stock is just really good at reversing and then moving higher. You can see longer term, the stock is just a steady uptrender. It isn't getting parabolic or climatic yet. So we should be able to have another measured move similar to any part of the uptrend from January to August. And I mean, even if we get the last leg of this uptrend, we're looking at a potential 30% return, and we're going to risk right around a few percentage points. So we're looking at least hopefully a 10-to-1 reward risk ratio. And then, I mean, if everything then goes really well, it's almost 50-to-1 reward risk ratio by buying this bounce and reversal. But once again, because the leg lower is so much lower, you don't want to load up. Now, if you want to do 5%, then what I recommend doing is this. Your first cut loss level would be 108.62. It moves below 108.62. You're out a half at 108.61. And then your final cut loss is at 105.17. It moves below 105.17, hits 105.16. You're completely out. But for me, one limit order at 111.83. One sell stop below 105.16 or 105.17. Hits 105.16. I'll be out. 2% for being CanSlim quality stock, 2% for perfect speculator. Max position size is 4%. I only have about 2 to 2.5% capital to place in this trade, but this is the only new long position. I flagged a few others like INTU, but that's not good enough. Wasn't confirmed in any other scan. FSV, not good enough, not confirmed in any other scan. IAU was an interesting ETF, but it closed lower than where it opened, so that's a no-go. And that was it. Finally a little break, but I would expect the market to continue to pull back. Even though the rest of the market was up, the Russell 2000 was down, and that's good to see because it's been quite insane since the move started off the August lows. I mean, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 now down days since the move in the middle of August started. That's pretty ridiculous. We should all expect a pullback. All right, everyone. Hopefully on Thursday, if we do pull back, it'll be orderly and I won't have too many stops trigger, or hopefully no stops trigger whatsoever. All right, I'll see you in the chat room, everyone. Aloha.